knowledge obtained this academic year may take root and flourish unto wisdom. Bless those who have taught well, sowing the seed. Bless also those teachers still yet to come in the lives of our students, who will continue to water and tend, depending on you, O Lord, for the fruition. And foremost of all, bless these students who this year have dedicated themselves to the high calling of learning. In humility of heart, may we all evermore recognize you, O God, the fountain of all wisdom, through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Let us all stand and join together in singing All Creatures of Our God and King. There's a part in it for everybody, so if you don't know the words, sing Alleluia when we get to that part. All creatures of our God and King, sing praise to God.
Alleluia. 2024 Highlands Latin School closing school ceremonies. A week or two ago, I was walking around the campus during a grammar school recess, and Mr. Steinke, one of our new 6th grade teachers, asked if I would like to play a new game that the class invented. It was a cross between volleyball and dodgeball. I agreed to play, and I think they took it easy on me, but I made it to the last round. The students thanked me for playing. I nodded, I smiled, I thanked them as well, and then I went on my way. I thought about that brief encounter for quite a bit now. I was not looking to go play a game. I was clearly at work. But instead, they saw me walk by, and they invited me to join them. They welcomed me with smiles and good humor. They filled me with encouragement. They were eager to bring me into their world. They cheered me on as I succeeded, and they complimented me on my play. They got me to thinking, why was I there? I was maybe a little stressed, a little anxious, walking around campus to clear my mind. And then I thought, I walked around campus, and there I was, invited, welcomed, encouraged, cheered, complimented, all in about 2 minutes. I forgot my worries, and I had a great day. How often do we all go through a day without experiencing love, joy, acceptance? I fear a little too often. The seniors, who were sitting in the back row there, gave history presentations in Mr. Warren's class last week. There were some interesting and very fun topics. The seniors researched and were prepared to present. And last week, the seniors were talking with different teachers, myself included, and I believe it was Ethan Lane who first said, Mr. Wheatley, you should come listen to our presentations. And my first thought, unfortunately, was, I'm sorry, I'm really too busy. But Ethan asked again, and then Bo, and then Truman, and followed by Miriam Dodd and some others, and they were asking all the teachers to join in on the presentations. They invited us. They welcomed us with smile and humor, and they were excited to share what they had researched. That too became a highlight of my day. Accepting an invitation to be with others is often something we deny. We're busy, we lack trust, we have our own agendas to attend to. I was in a discussion with a few teachers a few weeks back, and the question was posed, what if we had a job in a family, like many of the apostles had in the time of Christ, and a rabbi named Jesus simply invited us to follow him? Would you accept the invitation? I think to myself that seeing and hearing a man who was filled with the Holy Spirit to the brim, a man that exuded love, compassion, and wisdom like the world has never seen before or since, would be a person that I would follow. But the truth of the matter is that we don't know what we would do. The lesson perhaps is not, what would you do if you were invited? Maybe the real lesson is, are you even listening for an invitation? Are you present in the everyday moments? Do you hear God's invitations? He invites us to be in his presence continually, each and every day, sometimes to play volleyball, sometimes to learn about the history of CPR from Anna Moran. Students, I know that the academic school year is extremely busy. It's fast-paced. Grades matter. Homework must be completed. Many of you play sports into the wee nights like last night. Or you're involved in the drama troops. You have jobs, some of you. There's so much that you have to do, students. But I'm here to tell you that the world is fast-paced. It's always been fast-paced. It will be hectic at times if you allow it to be. I'm going to ask you to take some time to accept God's invitations. Meet him where he's at each and every moment of the day. But most importantly, listen, for God is always speaking to you. Students, you have had a great year. You've worked hard, and you've been successful in the classroom. But I've also felt a genuine sense of love and a growth in spirit this year with you. As I look at the kindergarten students sitting in the front row, and you're doing a great job, I know I'm talking a long time. And then I look towards the back row on both sides here, and I see the seniors. 20 of our 36 seniors were sitting in this front row here at a closing school ceremony 13 years ago. In a snap of your fingers, students, you will move from the front row to the back row. I'm going to ask you to continue to invite people into your circle and into your life. Take advantage of your time and use your time wisely. Be ready to take a pause to hear the voice of God telling you to spend an extra minute or two with your friends when they're in need, or to help someone who is struggling with their classwork. Be present with them. God has a wonderful way of rewarding us, not always with gold, money, and treasures or grades, but with wonderful memories of how He touched our lives through our interactions with each other. Invite people into your world. Take a risk and explore new opportunities when you get a chance. Students, you have been loved. You have loved each other well this year. I'm proud of you. Continue to be good and listen for God's loving invitations in your life. Teachers, on behalf of the HLS administration and our parents, I want to thank you so much for all the hours and hours that you spend preparing lessons, grading papers, communicating with your students and your parents, but also for playing dodgeball and volleyball and for sitting and laughing with the students at lunch. Your sincere love and you continually pour into the hearts of your students. I know it is exhausting and I know you're tired, but I'm also very proud of you and I know that you're proud of your students as well. For the last 9 months, you've been more than their teacher. You've been their guide in their life. You've been a mentor to their hearts and a companion for their souls. Thank you so much, teachers, for a job well done. I truly hope you have an opportunity to relax and to recharge over the summer. God bless you, teachers. And lastly, thank you, parents, for entrusting your students to our care. We love the HLS students. They are the sole reason for Highlands Latin School. Your support, your encouragement, your kindness means the world to us. I hope you too have a great summer, and I look forward to welcoming you all back in the fall. Thank you. I would now like to move into the awards portion of the ceremony. Now, please bear in mind that these awards recognize outstanding accomplishments. Obviously, not every student will receive an award today, but every award winner was part of a great HLS class. Through the efforts of their teachers and the encouragements of their classmates, award winners will be announced and brought up front. I would now like to invite Mrs. Luce to start off the awards with the presentation of our penmanship awards.
This level of excellence in penmanship. The New American Cursive Contest judges chose the best of the best. Just one boy and one girl from grades 1 through 6. To win, these students practiced diligently and wrote in their very best cursive. Students, when your name is called, please come forward. Audience, if you would hold your applause until the final winner is announced. Thank you. The 2024 winners are, from the first grade, Eleonora Hernandez and Mark Messina. From the second grade, Natalie Harold and Hans Ackerman. From the third grade, Lydia Worley and Parker Howell. From the fourth grade, the entire nation. Congratulations to Hans Ackerman. Hans is the cursive national winner for the second grade. Congratulations and well done, Hans. This year marks the 15th year we recognize our top math students in grades 3 through 8. Our grammar school students consistently worked on their math facts and grade-specific content. Our 7th graders studied pre-algebra, and our 8th graders tackled Algebra 1. Like Latin, becoming strong in math requires discipline to push oneself, a determination to not quit when things get difficult, creativity to find a new solution, and humility if we solve a problem incorrectly. HLS has become a strong math and science school over the years. This year, 22 out of our 36 graduates are pursuing a degree in college related to either math or science. The following students were selected for math awards based on high math class averages, perseverance, participation, creativity, and for their love of math. Students, when I call your name, if you would please come forward, and you can come up that side of the stage. From 3rd grade, from Mrs. Stussy's class, Deacon Price, and from Mrs. Whitney's class, Kiri Jha. In 4th grade, from Mr. Gartman's class, Marley Dietzel, and from Miss Elliott's class, Ledger Shepherd. In 5th grade, from Miss Robertson's class, Cooper Grigsby, and from Miss Law's class, Lucy Timberlake. In 6th grade, from Mr. Steinke's class, Penelope Crosby, and from Mr. Fletcher's class, Liam Level. From our 7th grade pre-algebra classes, Ebenezer Scheffler and Elise Ackerman. From our 8th grade algebra classes, Rylan Olgis and Ellie Ergel. Congratulations to our math scholars. The 5th grade math challenge is in its 3rd year, and the award is named after the ancient Greek philosopher and mathematician Pythagoras. All students at HLS learn to skip count by 2s, 3s, and 4s, all the way through the 12s. For the Pythagoras challenge, 5th grade students choose to memorize and skip count by the 13s, the 14s, the 15s, and all the way through the 20s. Students are only given 5 minutes to complete this challenge, so they must know their facts. Would the following students please stand and be recognized for successfully completing this year's Pythagoras challenge? Cooper Grigsby, Ellie Hall, Kennedy McMahon, Risha Worthy, Tegan Oliver, Cassie Payne, Elijah Smith, Asher Stinson, Tommy Thistleton, Turner, Isaiah Worley, Kerrigan Bassett, Henry Carper, Jamison Casabella, Audrey Can, Andre Lalonde, Molly McMahon, Caleb Minkhouse, Josephine Royals, Sophia Schau, Autumn Scheffler, Lucy Timberlake, Caroline Turner, Greta Whitmore, and Sophie Yu. Students, thank you for your hard work. This is the last part for me, I promise. The sixth grade Horatius at the Bridge Challenge has become part of HLS tradition and lore. What once started as a friendly challenge has taken on a life of its own. Many of our sixth grade students choose to memorize and recite 70 stanzas of Lord Macaulay's famous ballad celebrating the feat of the brave Roman soldier Horatius. Upper school students, please stand if you successfully recited all 70 stanzas of Horatius. Thank you. This year, 26 Spring Meadows students took on the challenge, succeeded, and now join your ranks. Reciting the poem from memory takes approximately 20 minutes. It was not uncommon for English school children to memorize the entire poem, as Winston Churchill did while a student at Harrow's in London. Therefore, we challenge our students to follow in the footsteps of Winston Churchill, hence it's called the Winston Churchill Award. Mrs. Lowe speculated that Churchill's famous lines at the onset of World War II, where he offered the British people nothing but blood, sweat, toil, and tears, came directly from his experience in memorizing Horatius. In William Manchester's biography, The Last Lion, it is noted that Churchill would recite Horatius at the Bridge throughout his entire life, not only in times of great difficulty, but also as entertainment at dinner parties and when receiving guests with his wife Clementine. Sixth grade parents, you have lived with Horatius recitations for a year, but Clementine Churchill lived with them for her entire married life. In her honor, we would like to award the parents the Clementine Churchill Award. Please stand if you are a parent of a student that recited Horatius this year. Thank you, parents, for your time, encouragement, and commitment to helping your child with this accomplishment. Students, please come forward when I call your name, and you'll stop with your teacher and get your certificate, and then come on up on stage. Jonah Allen, Charlotte Bevel, Johnny Insminger, Melody Hawkins, Hudson Can, Mia Lago Marcino, Liam Level, Abigail Lewis, Sarah Nolan, Bridger Steiden, Talon Tibbs, McKamey Toby, Ren Walker, Samuel Basel, Evangeline Breland, Gia Campione, Penelope Crosby, Caleb Fletcher, Sophia Floor, Grayson Harold, Brennan Johnson, Ryan Napper, Eleanor Molnar, Mason Moore, Nora Price, and Elena White, your 2024 Winston Churchill Award winners. Colburn, please lead out.
This March, just after spring break, students took the National Latin exam. At this campus, 188 HLS students took the exam. Of those students, 158 received awards. This year, 56 HLS students from our Spring Meadows campus received gold medals. Will students who earned a gold medal please stand? Please join me in congratulating them. Students, your scores reveal your hard work and commitment to excellence. Well done. Of those students who earned gold medals this year, 3 achieved a perfect score. These 3 students are here at Spring Meadows. Students, when I call your names, please stand. Kayla Ably. Jensen Royals. And Hannah Davis. Students, your dedication to the study of the Latin language is evident in your perfect papers. Well done. A special recognition from the American Classical League is the Maureen O'Donnell Award for students who earned 4 gold medals on the NLE. This year we have 9 students who have achieved this feat. The students who have consistently performed at a high level and who should come forward after their names are called to receive their awards are Nathan Pedrosa, Caitlin Bevel, Joshua Lamb, Levi Naw, Shiloh Smara, Logan Vickery, Bo Hamilton, accomplishment. Well done. The first great work that students translate is Julius Caesar's commentary on the Gallic War. By the end of their 9th grade year, students will have read all the selections on the AP Latin syllabus. Sophomores translate Cicero's orations against Catiline. Translating these authors is a significant milestone in our students' academic careers. While all of them deserve our praise, a select few of them performed well enough on the honors exams to warrant special recognition. Students, please come forward when I call your names. The recipients of our honors Caesar pins are Jaira de Capua, Evan Anstead, and Carson Cruz. The recipients of our honors Cicero pins are Beck Meyer, Levi Naw, and Jack Hamilton. Well done. Concluding the Latin Awards is our annual Senior Latin Speech. Following the tradition of many Ivy League schools and elite prep schools, each senior at HLS completed a course in Latin prose composition with a view to writing a speech which is both entertaining and encouraging to all our students. This year, Danny Sweeney will deliver the speech on behalf of all the seniors. Ethan Lane will read the English translation. Gentlemen, we're ready.
Okay, I practiced this for 10 years. I should be okay at it, but here we go. Discipulus miles est. Primum discipulus faciles labores obit. Et he labores ei solum quid. Discipulus si demonstrant. Dantes, ei imaginem rerum necessarium vitae incremento perfectui et descendo. Politim labores crescunt, et discipulo patientia. Mores et spes cognoscenda est. Humilimum fieri et maius propositum salatio male necesse est. Ut hoc faciat. Tempus otio negotioque est. Sicut Aristotle. Magna mens inquit. Radices educationes amare sum, sed fructus dulcis est. Tes paideas effetas men risas enae picros tande capron glucum. Disciplina in industria te vincere. Omnes tribulationes parabit. Etiam educatione Plecem doce, quomodo pute non qui pute. Un putare diligenter et libere potes difficultate victa. Libera mens ab ullo tyranno vel fallaci ratione subigi non potest. Si adulces in veritas tecum per tuam vitam manebit et bene tibi serviet cum tibi et familiae consolendum sit. Haud paucos labores ad montanam latinam shulam obvibus. Labores aliquando videre habilibis possunt, sed sicut manus magister uram dixit. Dura tempora numquam menate solum homines duri. Haec dura tempora et labores velut bonas res amplecti decimus ad montanam latinam, et ea superore. Omnes nobiscum, in collegium et in futura virtutes installatas, his laboribus fermus. Patientiam per certamina, gaudium in angustius, et totam fiduciam in Deo, et sapientia eis. Tabulas memoravimus, monandes convertimus, et fluxiones solvimus. Omnia haec profundas veritates de mundo quem Deus creavit predicant. Mathematicae, physicae, multiplicem atque perfectam descriptionem qua mundus factus est explanat. Deus Latinam et omnes linguas creavit viro facto in imagine sua. Lingua homines in harmonia simul habitare sinit. Delectat non modo musica res hominum, sed etiam animos ipsos erum cum motu. Reverentia et miratione movet. Deus nobis hoc pulchrum donum pro gaudio voluptate et senatione confectorum animorum dedit. Discipuli, hi ani, venturi difficiles erunt sed mani. Eis fruemini sed festinate lente, celerime prestierebunt, cum subito trans, pulpitum cum vestris diplomatibus ambulabitis. Astemate maximi omne momentum hic, quod tempus fugit et non redit. Facile est confere nihil in audatione, vel vestris domibus, et non facere veras amicitias cum illis circum nos. Beneficia autem horum in erabilia sunt, his rebus factis, meores mores habibitis. Decilite, indagate, populos ad montanum latinum, addite domus munera, vendite cenulas, verte auxilium liberes, exeuntibus curibus, adeste ludis, et fabulas videte. Memorias, experientiasque, acquaretis, et cogitare diligenter et sententias proprias fingere poteritis. Cor quod servire et esse in harmonia, cum aliis amat coletis, patimini labores investris educationibus, quod solum eventus finire potestis.
A student is a soldier. At first, a student is faced with trials that are not very difficult, and these trials show him merely what it means to be a student, giving him a conception of how he will have to survive and grow. Often a soldier in training encounters obstacles that push him to improvement. Over time, the challenges increase, and the student must learn the qualities of endurance, character, and hope, which Romans 5:3 speak of. The soldier imbibes this in a physical capacity. While the student grows mentally, both, however, must answer the question of how to respond rightly to challenges. Each one must seek to remember the reason for their suffering and the challenges they are faced with. To do this requires a great amount of humility and being willing to set aside personal preferences for a higher purpose than immediate comfort. There is a time to have fun, but there is also a time to put one's head down and work. In the words of the great philosopher Aristotle, the roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. The discipline of a good work ethic will prepare one to tackle anything he faces in life. Education also teaches the mind how to think, not what to think, so that one can think critically and freely when faced with a difficulty. A free mind cannot be enslaved by any tyrant or ideology. If one grows up in truth, the truth will stay with him throughout his life and will serve him well as he makes decisions for himself and his family. The challenges we have faced here at HLS have not been scarce. Challenges can sometimes be seen as a scary thing, but as Mr. Urim said, tough times never last, only tough people last. At Highlands, we learn to embrace these hard times and challenges as good things and to overcome them. These challenges have instilled values that we will carry with us into college and into our future careers. Values of patience through struggles, joy in hard times, and full reliance on God and His wisdom. We have memorized tables, converted units, and solved derivatives. All of these proclaim profound truths about the universe which God has created. Mathematics and physics explain the complexity and perfect design with which the universe was made. Latin in all language is God's creation, made for man who is made in His image. Language and words are how mankind can live together in harmony. Music delights mankind's ears, but also moves their very soul within them to emotion, awe, and wonder. It is a beautiful gift from God given to us for our joy, pleasure, and healing of our broken spirits. Students, these coming years will be challenging but worth it. You will have fun, but do not rush it. The next school years will move so quickly, and in a blink of an eye, you will be walking across the stage, diploma in hand. So make the most out of every moment that you've had here at HLS, because you will never get this time back. It's easy to sit back and not participate in class, the house system, or to create genuine relationships with those around us. However, the benefits of these things are indescribable. As you begin to do these things, then you will be a more well-rounded person. Throw yourself in. Seek out people in the HLS community. Go to house events, do concessions and carpool, attend sports games, and watch drama productions. You will gain memories, experiences, the ability to think deeply and form your own opinions, and cultivate a heart that loves to serve and be in a community with others. During your educational career, put in the work in the classroom, because only you can control what the outcome of your education will be.
It's time for the house system presentation. Education is ultimately formation, and formation is only accomplished in the context of a community working itself out in love for the sake of that community itself and for the community's neighbors. Under the guidance of our faculty advisors and led by our students, the houses of Andrew, David, George, and Patrick are building their houses, and this year, our neighborhood into homes. More on that later. Well, the reward for love and good deeds is the kingdom fruit that they bear. But house points are a fun motivator throughout the year, and so the house competition is broken into 5 categories: academics, arts, athletics, spirit, and service. Our students compete in these for kingdom rewards and also for the house cup. Let's congratulate the houses that have performed the best in each category. For the academic award, this year, one house has held the highest GPA throughout each term, usually by 0.2 of a point, and around here that's a big deal. That is the house of Patrick. The Arts Award, sending the most students to participate in the HLS Handbell Choir, to madrigals, to perform readings and solos during our cantatas, and thereby winning the Arts Award this year, is the House of George. The Athletic Award. This year there's been an upset in the athletics category. The 3-year reign of the House of George has come to an end. Both Andrew and David pulled ahead to challenge George, but this year, the Athletic Award goes to the House of David. The Spirit category requires some explanation.
This category represents factors of both involvement and attitude. Students gain points in this category by attending athletic events, participating in other school programs, and by generally being involved in HLS activity with an eager and encouraging attitude. Establishing their lead early during trimester 1, this house rallied involvement with their gentle charisma and the effort that they put into planning their house meetings. They organized participation in school programs and activities. They saw, by far, the greatest spectator attendance to sporting events this year. The house that has won the category of house spirit is the House of David. Finally, the service category. Service is a primary focus within the house system, and we saw a growth in service this year with tender care given to our little ones here at HLS and to our elderly neighbors next door at the Forum. The House of Andrew shared their Gen Z and Gen Alpha technological expertise with Forum residents to assist them with their phones and laptops and apps and document storage online. They did an excellent job. The House of David shared their musical talents during a Christmas caroling event, second annual, and a recent recital and hymn sing at the Forum. These were beautiful events. David also hosted an Easter egg hunt for our young Highlanders here on campus. The House of George organized a couple of game events at the Forum. One of the residents said that his wife, suffering dementia, was hesitant to attend an event run by kids. She struggled at first with recall, memory, word association in a game, but she soon hit her stride and had a delightful evening. They were all very encouraged. In all of these events, our students were so kind and patient, and because of their work to organize and prepare these events, HLS is developing a loving relationship of service to our neighbors at the Forum. Very well done this year, Highlanders. Thank you. And finally, the House of Patrick continues to serve at the Franciscan Soup Kitchen, a staple. Our presence there is well known. They also cleaned up Brown Park again this year, and they did a fantastic job to host our second annual HLS Talent Show. Impressive. Well, I'd like to thank our advisors as well. It's the House advisors who help the leadership teams to cast vision and to organize house activity. Like busy parents of high schoolers, our faculty advisors pour into our students and stand by them to serve with long-term plans and their daily needs. House advisors, I'm grateful for the way that you guide and nurture our students to help them grow as leaders and to ensure that their plans are successful. Thank you. If you would, please join me in a short show of appreciation for House leadership teams and what they've given to our school this year. House leadership teams and advisors, please stand to be recognized when your house is called. For the House of Andrew leadership team, please stand. For the House of David leadership team, please stand. House of David. With the House of George leadership team, please stand. And finally, the House of Patrick leadership team. Let us also take a moment to recognize the students in each house who have not only served when asked, but have gone above and beyond in order to aid their house and to benefit and encourage their fellow students. Students, as your name is called, please stand and remain standing until all 20 outstanding house servants have been called. And please hold applause until 20 have been called, 5 from each house. From the House of Andrew, would Maximus Laprelle, Liam Adkins, Sawyer Royals, Jensen Royals and Benjamin Lasoy, please stand. From the But wait, there's more. From the House of David would Maxwell McFarland, Olivia Petrie, Vivian McFarland, Paige Browning, and Julia Rayleigh, please stand. From the House of George would Ellie Crumhansel, with hundreds of hours of concession service, William Crumhansel, Reagan Moore, Logan Potlitzer, and Sawyer Casabella, please stand. Finally, from the House of Patrick would Greta Gibson, who stood every day in the cold and rain to welcome our young Highlanders to school this year. Caroline White, William Crosby, Hadley Shepard, and Josiah DiCapua, please stand. Well done, Highlanders, and thank you. You may be seated. In addition to these outstanding students, each year we recognize a student who established themselves as a lead student among peers, a lead servant. This award was named after a former HLS teacher and administrator who served the school eagerly and self-sacrificially. This will be the 15th year that we have awarded the Glenn Moore Service Award to a student that has excelled in service at HLS. This year, the Glenn Moore Service Award goes to a young lady who seems to be everywhere at HLS in a quiet way. Whether she's helping to carry on the leadership of our Tuesday morning prayer group or coming to school early to set chairs for an event. Whether she was joining other houses in their service projects, or being a good friend, inclusive and welcoming to others during social times. Whether she was going above and beyond the call of a homework assignment to invest herself and produce something great, or even forming and leading a new club on campus to serve others with similar interests and to share her expertise. This student has been a tremendous boon to our HLS culture this year. And yet, despite her constant excellence and efforts, she manages to fly under the radar and attracts very little attention. This year, the Glenn Moore Service Award goes to Paisley Smith. Would you please? The moment we've all been waiting for. While the House of George came close this year and deserves to be honorably mentioned, delivering excellent service to our school and community, and thank you for it, and well done, House of George. The house that received the most service points in the 2024 school year is the House of St. David. Well, this year, one house came strongest out of the gate in the fall and kept up their fervor even through the end of trimester 3. Even after we closed House Point Awards, you couldn't receive any. This house could be found serving at home and in the community with continuing diligence. The 20th House Champion in 2024. With House of David leadership and Dr. Scahill, please come forward for a picture.
Each year, students across the state of Kentucky compete for 3 extremely selective summer programs: the Kentucky Governor's Scholars Program, Kentucky Governor's School for the Arts, and Kentucky Governor's School for Entrepreneurs. Students across the state are chosen for the Governor's Scholars Program based on the review of a rigorous application package they have completed, of which final form typically results in a 20 to 30 page package. After being selected, first at a local level and then again at the state level, students are then assigned a study of concentration that is of interest to them. The students selected from across the state spend 5 weeks living on one of 3 participating college campuses in Kentucky, immersed in their concentration of study. Students who complete the summer program and college-like experience not only gain valuable knowledge, insight, experience, and skills, but forge lifelong friendships. Students are furthermore awarded generous scholarships to colleges and universities in the state of Kentucky, fulfilling GSP's original purpose of creation, which was and is to enhance Kentucky's next generation of leaders, that the state of Kentucky may retain some of its best and brightest. Last summer, 6 HLS students were selected to participate and completed the Kentucky Governor's Scholars Program. I would now like to recognize our summer 2023 Governor Scholars who were both selected and completed this prestigious and rigorous program. Students, if you will please stand and remain standing once I recognize you. Jed Hamilton studied creative writing at Center College. Lane Kindig studied engineering at Center College. Clayton, if y'all will, actually, let's hold the applause to the very end. Clayton Naw studied engineering at Morehead State University. Paige Prentice studied public policy and administration at Morehead State University. Claire Shuddy studied psychological and behavioral studies at Murray State University. And Eva Thibodeau studied film studies at Morehead State University. Please join me in congratulating Jed, Lane, Clayton, Paige, Claire, and Eva. Governor Scholars, you may be seated. The Governor's School for the Arts offers concentrated artistic studies in a variety of art forms, both visual and performance-based. To be accepted to the Governor's School for the Arts, students must submit an application and, dependent on their art form, must additionally audition, interview, and/or submit a portfolio for review. Those finally selected to attend GSA spend 3 weeks living on the campus of the University of Kentucky, where the program moved and continues to be held since 2019. Participants are immersed in the arts as they study and develop their specific art form from morning to night with college professors, coaches, and other students from across the state. GSA students reap likewise awards as GSP in gaining skills, knowledge, insight, experiences, lifelong friendships, as well as generous scholarships to in-state colleges and universities, also meeting the program's goal to retain some of Kentucky's best and brightest leaders. I would now like to recognize the Governor's School for the Arts Scholar in our midst, who has both accepted to and completed this prestigious and rigorous program. Eva Thibodeau, would you please stand? Eva is not only a Governor Scholar from the 2023 Governor Scholar Program, but is a scholar from the 2022 Governor's School for the Arts, where she studied creative writing on the University of Kentucky campus. Congratulations, Eva. Thank you, students, for representing HLS at these statewide competitive summer programs. We are excited to be sending more students to these
For the future scholars, please stand as I call your name. Future Governor Scholars Parker Boyd, Hannah Davis, and Molly Louise Denley. Future Governor School for the Arts Scholar Oliver Noth, and Future Governor School for Entrepreneurs Scholar Willem Ergel. Finally, thank you to all our students who have applied for these programs over the years. It is a time investment that requires not only a tireless work commitment, but the courage to take a risk. Your willingness to step up and pursue such an opportunity is the mark of a Highlander who knows growth and perseverance is most discovered and best developed in challenge. Now, Mr. Wheatley will present the National Merit Awards.
The National Merit Scholarship Corporation was founded close to 70 years ago to promote and reward intellectual achievement in the United States. The National Merit Commendation has since become one of the most widely recognized and highest honors that a high school student can receive. Each year, approximately 2 million juniors in the United States take the PSAT, which serves as the National Merit Scholarship qualifying test. About 34,000 of those 2 million students, juniors, or 1.5%, are recognized as commended students. This year, HLS had 2 students receive such an honor. Please join me in congratulating seniors Braxton Harstein and Clayton Knoll. Only about 16,000 or 0.8% of the juniors nationwide are recognized as a National Merit finalist. This year, HLS had 2 National Merit finalists. Please join me in congratulating seniors Jed Hamilton and Lane Kindig. Only 1% of all the juniors are recognized by the National Merit Corporation. 11% of the HLS seniors in this class received this prestigious honor today. Congratulations, students, teachers, and parents, for a job well done. Mr. Ken Dennis, to my right here, spent close to 50 years teaching and working in different schools in the Louisville area. He spent his last 13 years of his long career teaching at Highlands Latin School. Mr. Dennis is a master teacher. He still comes to HLS lunchroom from time to time, and he's still a guest speaker in our 6th grade history classes. He will always be appreciated and welcomed at HLS. Since Mr. Dennis's retirement from HLS, we have awarded a person with the Ken Dennis Master Teacher Award for their outstanding service to our school and specifically how they have impacted our students. The previous awards winners have been Mrs. Akaiden, Mrs. Yonke, Mrs. Perry, Dr. Louis Bailey, Mr. Lewis, Miss Melcher, Miss Beer. This year, the award winner first accepted a job at HLS teaching classes that were probably not his first choice, but he agreed to teach courses in the 7th and the 9th grade. That year, we he started, we also started a production of our first musical, Pirates of Penzance. He came running to Miss Bowling, stating that he had experience with theatrical sets in college that he would like to help. An amazing gift for which we said yes. When the House of David needed an advisor, he jumped in, and I'm sure he was fist pumping as the House of David just won the cup this year. Nobody gets to school earlier than this teacher because he runs a very popular math lab that begins at 7 a.m. At the boys' retreat, he helps with the build events and has been a fixture at all the boys' retreats in the spring. He has taken over our summer pre-calculus course and has been our AP Calculus teacher for the last few years. I cannot recall a single incident where this teacher has ever told me no to request, but most importantly, he has always shown up for his HLS students, whether it was inside the classroom or outside the classroom for the last 8 years. Please join me today in honoring Dr. Sewer with the Ken Dennis Master Teacher Award. Each year, we select students from each grade to receive a special recognition for Outstanding Student Book Award. The award is based on academics, attitude, leadership, character, work ethic, and service to classmates, teacher, and the school. Students who are selected for this award are given a beautiful book of a classic literature from one of their humanities classes. The books include Latin to English and Greek to English editions from Harvard Loeb's Classical Library, as well as editions of the Everyman's Library. 2 students were selected from each grade. Students, when your name is called, please come forward to receive your HLS Book Award. Presenting the award to the 7th and 8th grade students this year is their teacher and the dean of students in the 7th and 8th grade, Mrs. Windhorst.
The award for the 7th grade is a Greek-English edition of Homer's Odyssey, which the students read this year in classical studies. The young man is described as having positive energy and is known as a leading contributor to class discussion. The young lady has been recognized for her thoughtfulness, determination, and diligence. She is always ready to rise to any challenge. The recipients of this beautiful book, signed by Miss Roy, are Sawyer Royals and Francesca Underhill. The award for the 8th grade is the Latin-English edition of Virgil's Aeneid, which the students read this year in classical studies. The young man exemplifies what it means to be an HLS scholar. His thorough efforts in the classroom are complemented by his respectfulness and service to those around him. The young lady has grown tremendously this year, meeting rigorous academic demands, while her kindness and thoughtfulness has made her an asset to her grade. The recipient of this year's awards, signed by Mr. Bankson, are Will Crosby and Natalie Stossberg.
award for the ninth grade is an English Latin edition of Caesar's Civil War. For the young man, his teachers describe him as amiable, a voracious reader, eager to plunge the depths of the most difficult questions, and an enjoyment to both his teachers and his class. His love of the material and dedication to his studies has been an encouragement and refreshment for others. Similarly, the young lady, with a sharp mind and an infectious positive attitude, calls her class toward the good. Her teachers have described her as organized, inquisitive, and cheerful, and I most certainly could not agree more. The ninth grade recipients of this book, signed by Dr. Scahill, are Sam Jones and Sophia Huda. The award for the 10th grade is a Latin English edition of Augustine's City of God, which the students read this year in their classical studies class. This young man exemplifies an HLS student. Taking on additional studies in the classical languages and science, his academic prowess is impressive and deserving of praise. This is not, however, his most defining characteristics. His teachers and I, more importantly in our estimation, find him to be a young man of character, disciplined, and kind. Like the young man, the young lady is as well a student striving for the good in both mind and heart. In the grade books, her final marks will tell a story in which she should be proud. But in the classroom halls or dining hall, she is telling another story, one that can be summed up in our third code of conduct: love and honor one another. This year's 10th grade winners will receive a book signed by their classical studies teacher, Mrs. Turrell. The recipients are Caleb Bryant and Stella Rayleigh. The award for the 11th grade is a Greek-English edition of Plato's Apology, which the juniors read this year in their metaphysics class. In his studies, the young man excels, approaching the academic task set before him with a gravity of mind and a lightness of heart. Outside of school, this student is generous with his time and talents, leveraging both in the service of others. The young lady is similar. She has an outsized influence on her class. In true Tennysonian fashion, this year, as her knowledge grew from more to more, according well, so did more of reverence for her studies in her dwell, until they both made one music, as they should, but faster than before. The recipients of these awards signed by Mrs. Schaefer are Max McGar and Catherine Baum. The award for the 12th grade is the Everman Library's edition of the works of G.K. Chesterton, which the students read this year in Mrs. Turrell's Christian Studies class. Both students are exemplars of HLS. The young man is respectful and true. With an upright heart, he strives for the difficult task, challenging himself not for the sake of the challenge itself, but for the brilliance of doing his best. For the young lady, she is a student with a keen eye for the true and a heart for the beautiful. Approaching her studies with awe and admiration, she recognized the good, delighted in it, and prayed for it. The seniors who exemplify these characteristics and who should come forward to receive their books signed by their teacher, Mrs. Turrell, are Truman Neuner and Keely Hayner.
book award winners.
Please stand. Oremus. Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitte nobis debita nostra, sic et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo. Amen.
I'm reminded of the phrase that the great composer Johann Sebastian Bach penned on all of his compositions, Soli Deo Gloria, to the glory of God alone. Let us sing Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee by Beethoven.